What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the GOAT Show. Today, Blake and I will be doing our Week 6 predictions. We had a good slate of games this week, but today we'll be starting with Michigan at Indiana. Michigan got a win last week against Iowa at Kinnick Stadium. I feel like it was a very solid win for them. And then Indiana just has not been as good as most people expected this year. So I think Michigan wins this game. J.J. McCarthy has a stellar game. Michigan 41, Indiana 13. Blake, who do you have?
Tate, I agree with you. I have Michigan winning this game 45-10. Indiana needs to figure out their offense. And until they do, they're going to continue to lose. Give me Michigan this weekend, Tate.
Staying in the Big Ten, we have Purdue at Maryland. Purdue, they are coming off a win against Minnesota. Minnesota was without Mo Abraham, but Purdue was a team I was high on heading into the season. But so is Maryland. Maryland is 4-1 or 5-1. I can't remember off the top of my head. And they looked very good last week against Michigan State. I want to be shocked if Purdue wins this game. But due to it being at Maryland, and I don't trust Purdue's defense to stop their offense, I'm going to go with the Terrapins 35-33. Blake, who do you have?
Tate, this is going to be a very good Big Ten game this weekend. Maryland has looked better and looked more impressive than what people thought they were going to do this season. And Purdue hasn't looked bad this season, Tate. They looked very solid in all their games. I know they lost a couple, but they still look very solid. But give me Maryland winning this game, Tate, 34-46.
Next up, staying in the Big Ten again, we have a Big Ten West battle. We have Iowa at Illinois. Now, this game, I see it being really low scoring. Iowa has one of the best run defenses, even though Michigan kind of exposed that last week. Illinois has the best running back in the Big Ten, in my opinion. They have Chase Brown. I love what I see from him. A lot of people argue, well, he doesn't have much yards, but he doesn't have the same O-line like Blake Horn or like Amaya and Williams has. But I have Illinois winning this game 10-7 in a very close game. Blake, who do you have?
Tate, I agree with you again. I feel like this is going to be a low-scoring game, but I feel like Iowa is going to put the pieces together in the fourth, score a late touchdown, and win the game 21-14.
Next up, we have some SEC games. We have Georgia at Auburn. Georgia has been struggling these past 2 weeks, and I feel like they're going to get it together this week. I don't see this game being close. I feel like Georgia's just going to dominate all game. TJ Finley is not him for Auburn. And Georgia, they get back on track, winning 63-3. Blake, who do you have?
Tate, in this game, I do have Georgia bouncing back from their sloppy win against Missouri last week. I don't have the score being that big, but I do have Georgia winning 28-0 this weekend, Tate.
We have another good matchup in the SEC next. We have Arkansas at Mississippi State. Mississippi State is coming off a really good win against Texas A&M, but Mississippi State is a team where they could be really good 1 week and then they stink the next week. Arkansas is coming off a loss to Alabama. I do think KJ Jefferson will get the job done for Arkansas, winning 37-27. Blake, who do you have?
Tate, in this game, I also have Arkansas winning this game. I feel like they're in the need of a bounce back win after getting trounced by Alabama over the weekend. I have this game being close with a game-winning field goal going Arkansas way, 27-24, Tate.
Staying in the SEC for one more game, we have South Carolina Gamecocks at Kentucky Wildcats. Kentucky is coming off a heartbreaking loss to Ole Miss. This game is in Kentucky. I think they struggle in the first half, but then they find their identity in the second half, and they come out on top 22-19 in a close one against South Carolina. Blake, who do you have?
Tate, in this game, I have Kentucky winning this game 33-31. I have this being a very, very tight, close SEC, hard-fought game, Tate. I just feel like Kentucky's going to be able to pull it out in the end and get the dub.
Next up, we are heading to the Pac-12. We have Washington State at USC. USC moved down in my rankings quite a bit. I feel like if they win this game by double digits, they'll come back into my top 7. But Washington State is a team where you never know what you're going to get, and you don't know who's going to win. But I think the Trojans win this game 45-27 behind a big game by Caleb Williams. Blake, who do you have?
Tate, in this game, I have USC winning this game 51-40. USC didn't look too good last week. Washington State put up a hell of a game against Oregon last week. I just feel like it's going to be a high-scoring game, and USC is going to get the win in the end, Tate.
Staying in the Pac-12, we have Oregon State at Stanford. This game is also going to be a good game. I feel like this is a battle of the sleeper teams. Stanford has been in a lot of close games this year, but all in all, I think they're kind of out of the Pac-12 race. But Oregon State is a team I think that is still in it because they still play Oregon, and they're on the west side. Is very bad for Oregon. Well, not for Oregon, but for the Pac-12. So Oregon State has a chance. Oregon State's offense is not as good as people thought, but I think this is going to be a low-scoring Oregon State 20, Stanford 17. Blake, who do you have?
Tate, I have this being a mid-scoring game, 35-30, Stanford winning. If my notes are correct, I don't think Stanford has beaten an FBS school in 18 straight games. So I feel like they're going to get a big win at home against Oregon State this weekend, Tate.
Next up, we have an ACC battle. We have North Carolina at Miami. I feel like this is a huge game for their side of the divisions. Miami has not looked as good. North Carolina is coming off a 41-10 win, but before that they lost to Notre Dame by double digits. ACC is such a weak conference. I mean, you never know what you're gonna get because the team that looks the best is Clemson, obviously, but every other team is just not there. But this game's gonna be a close one. Van Dyke, I have him leading a game-winning drive, hitting a field goal to win the game, 34-33 Hurricanes. Blake, who do you have?
Tate, in this game, I have Miami winning this game 31-17. I feel like Tyler Van Dyke is going to get his team back on the map and be able to challenge Clemson for the ACC title if they are able to win this week against North Carolina. Tate.
Next up, we have Clemson at Boston College. I want to be shocked if this game was close. Clemson normally plays down to the level of their opponents for half the game. But I think after watching Clemson in the last 2 weeks, I'm going to give them a big win, winning 45-10. Blake, who do you have?
Tate, Clemson got me believing in them a little bit after their hard-fought win against NC State over the weekend. I also believe Clemson's going to have a big week this week, winning 45-21. Tate.
Staying in the ACC, we have Virginia Tech, who has not looked great this year, against Pitt, who has also not looked that good this year. Pitt is coming off an upset loss. They looked very bad. Keaton Slovis is not him, Blake. I know you were high on him at the beginning of the year. And, man, he's just disappointing you, isn't he? But, man, I'm going to go with Pitt winning this game. I want to be shocked if Virginia Tech pulls it out. But Pitt bounces back after the loss, 17-13. Blake, who do you have?
Tate. Man, Keaton Slovis played a terrible game last week, and it showed. They ended up losing the game. But like you said, I feel like Pitt and Keaton Slovis going to bounce back this weekend for a big one, winning 31-17. Tate.
Last game in the ACC, we have Florida State at NC State. This is going to be a great game. Florida State is coming off a loss. NC State is coming off a loss. This has a big factor determining in who wins in the ACC. I am high on Florida State still. I do like Jordan Travis. NC State I have not been high on at all this year. I had them losing to Clemson. Just don't like this team as much as I like Florida State. So I'm going to go with the Seminoles winning on the road, 35-31. Book it. Blake, who do you have?
Tate, in this game, I have to disagree with you. I have NC State winning this game 37-34. They're having a big bounce back win after a hard-fought loss down in Clemson over the weekend. Give me NC State, Tate.
Heading into the Big 12, we have Texas at Oklahoma. If you told me before the season started that these two would both have 2 losses, I'd call you probably crazy. Texas, they have looked very solid. I'm not sure if Quinn Ewers is back this week. Is he? Yeah, he is. All right, Quinn Ewers is back. Oklahoma looks very bad. I'm not sure on Dylan Gabriel's health right now. I think he is playing, but it don't matter. Texas, 49-45. They get the win, and they get put back in the rankings. Blake, who do you have?
Tate in this game. Quarterback issues are a problem for both teams right now. They're both on health, not 100% in my opinion. But I do have Oklahoma winning this game at home, 31-27. Bounce back win after a horrific loss to TCU last weekend. Give me the Oklahoma Sooners. Tate.
Staying in the Big 12, we have Kansas State at Iowa State. Iowa State isn't always an overrated team. I mean, they contended with Kansas last week, but Kansas was able to pull it out. Kansas State, they've looked really solid. Texas Tech and Oklahoma, they beat both those teams. I love what I'm seeing from Adrian Martinez. I'm going to go with Kansas State winning 37-31 over the Cyclones. Blake, who do you have?
Tate, in this game, I feel like Kansas State is going to put themselves on notice in college football. I feel like they're going to have a big win against Iowa State, winning 34-14, Kansas State.
Going back to the Big 12, we have Texas Tech at Oklahoma State. This game is going to be a lot closer than most people expect, in my opinion. Oklahoma State, they have to win by at least double digits, in my opinion, to show that they're a legit contender. But I don't think they do. I think they win a close one at home, 44-41 over Texas Tech. Blake, who do you have?
Tate, I believe Oklahoma State has put themselves on notice in NCAA college football after the big win against Baylor last weekend. They won by 11. Give me the Oklahoma State Cowboys 31-14. Tate.
So this is our top 5 games of the week. We decided to try and get one from each conference. So Texas Tech and Oklahoma State was the Big 12 one. But our Group of 5 matchup of the week is West Kentucky at UCSA, a rematch from last year's game. But this game is going to be a high-scoring game, in my opinion. UTSA has like 2 losses, both in overtime. West Kentucky is still trying to get back on track from losing Bailey Zappi. But I'm going to go with UTSA winning this game 62-59. Blake, who do you have?
Well, Tate, I don't have the score being that high, but I have it being a tight, close one. I have UTSA winning this one, Tate, 24-17.
Big Ten game of the week, we have the Buckeyes at the Spartans. Last year, the Buckeyes mopped the floor with Michigan State. And this year, I think they're going to do the same. I have Buckeyes scoring 63 on this Michigan State defense. Michigan State's secondary is so bad, and they got a lot to work on. But give me the Buckeyes 63-24, Blake. Who do you have?
Taking this game, I feel like Michigan State's going to score a couple sneaky maybe 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. But then it's going to be all Ohio State Buckeyes. I have Ohio State winning 37-14.
Going to the SEC game of the week, we have Tennessee at LSU. Now, is this a trap game for Tennessee? I think it is, just because it's at LSU. But I like what I see from Tennessee. If they win this game, they're going to go face Bama, being undefeated, hosting them. And that's what they're going to do. Give me the Volunteers 35-31 behind a great game by Hooker. Blake, who do you have?
Tate, I'm going with the home team this time. Give me LSU 27-24. Mark it.
You're marking that, man?
Yes, sir.
Now we got the college game day of the week. TCU at Kansas. Jayhawks Nation. Let's ride. Jalen Daniels is him, bro. He is him. Give me the Jayhawks 37-33. Blake, who you got?
Slow then breaks down there, Tate. I feel like TCU is just getting started after that blowout win they had against Oklahoma. Giving them TCU Horned Frogs 42-31.
Nah, bro. Give me them Jayhawks.
No, sir.
Mine and Blake's game of the week is a Pac-12 matchup. We have Utah at UCLA. This is our game of the week because we both think that this is like the playoff factor in the Pac-12. If UCLA wins, I think that kicks Utah out. If Utah wins, both teams still remain in the playoffs discussion. They're in the same division, so this game has a lot riding on it. UCLA upset Washington last week, but is it really much of an upset? I mean, no one was shocked that they won, but I don't know, man. This game is a very, very good game. I like Cameron Rising, and I like Utah winning this one just because they have more experience in big games. So I'm going to go with the Utes 41-37. Blake, who do you have?
Once again, I'm riding with the home team. UCLA is going to shock the college football world this weekend and come with a win. 38-31, giving the UCLA Bruins. Tate?
Well, Blake, that's it. We had a lot of different picks in the Game of the Weeks, man. But, guys, comment down below who you have winning the top 5 Game of the Weeks. We got a great games this Saturday, and can't wait forward to putting our rankings out and my bowl predictions out on Monday. But enjoy the games. Peace out, Go Show.
Thanks for watching. Go Show out.